Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. I've been getting a lot of questions asking me to, or I guess a lot of people asking me to start doing daily vlogs and a day in the life of a nomad. I've honestly never really considered myself to be much of a daily vlog kind of person, so it might take me a while before I can actually get into that specifically. But I am getting enough questions now that I do want to start answering one of your questions every day in quite a bit of detail. Right now I'm on my way to the gym and I'm going to be talking about some of those goals in a future video, but in this video specifically, we're going to be talking about dating and the challenges that you might face while dating as a nomad. So I've had two channels before this. I've been doing YouTube for almost a decade now, and if you're a follower from either of those two channels or from my parents' channel, you probably already know that I am happily single. And what I mean by that is, so far I've been a lot happier single than I've been in any relationship that I've had so far. There's definitely been 2 or 3 times where the thought has crossed my mind that this is the person or the situation that might end up being my long-term solution for starting a family. And I don't know, every time so far something has ended up not being quite straight, or there's been a major roadblock that has really prevented me from being happier in a relationship than I was single. So I haven't really been that pressed on a relationship recently. In fact, I've actually been focusing on making friends more than a relationship, and then, you know, hopefully something spawns out of that, but I'm not necessarily pressing to date anybody right now. I do want to start a family, and I am single, so obviously, you know, there's only so much I can do to prepare for that, but I feel like I'm on a pretty good path. And pretty much right now I'm just focusing on making myself a better person, a much more stable person, and ideally someone who can maintain and support a family. I'd say I'm in a pretty good position now, but pretty much what I've been doing for the last, well, since the tornado happened, is trying very aggressively to pay off some old medical debt from COVID. And there was another situation in 2022, which I'm not super openly public about, but that cost a whole lot of money as well. Overall, just trying to find more financial stability, and I would say that I'm definitely a lot closer to what I'd consider financial stability. At the very least, I'm not drowning in debt. So that's good. And in terms of searching for people, I have tried all the dating apps. I've tried Tinder and Bumble and Field, and there's a couple other ones too, but pretty much my consensus with the dating apps is the dating apps are for people who are extraordinarily desperate, and I have not met any good quality people on any of the dating apps, unfortunately. It's also a little bit of a problem because you sign up for these dating apps and then you just get flooded with matches. Like, I'll sign up for Tinder and I'll just instantly match with like 50 or 100 people in the first week. And how do you figure out how to go through all these people? I can't figure out, I can't message these people and just one by one say, hey, what's this, what's that, what's that? Because they're in the same boat too. They got hundreds of matches and they don't know how to keep up with it. So pretty much everyone on dating apps, at least from my angle, what it looks like everyone does is they just kind of go with the most attractive person. It seems like it's basically just a big, who can get in a relationship first contest. And yeah, pretty much everyone that I've met on a dating app has been crazy or desperate or something of the sort. And of course, I'm not saying everyone is like that, but I'm sure if you're a sane person who's been on dating apps, you've probably had the same experience. They haven't been entirely bad. I've definitely gotten a few good quality people and situations from Field in particular. It seems like a lot of people on that app are very relaxed and calm. Still not necessarily my type of people, at least not enough to get in a relationship with them. So dating apps definitely can be good and they have their place in society, but I would say an overwhelming majority of the people on dating apps are just not good quality people for a relationship. I've had a few people recommend to me eHarmony and other dating services kind of like that. I don't really know how I feel about an algorithm matching me up with my future partner, but I don't know, maybe in the future we'll review that or something. Specifically on being a nomad, a lot of people seem to have an issue with my lack of electricity and running water. I haven't really had a whole lot of people in the bus yet, but when I had the motorhome, it seemed like a very common thing that people were extremely disturbed by the plastic toilet, which doesn't make sense to me. I guess I don't know why it would make a difference if your toilet is plastic or ceramic, but so many people were bothered by the plastic toilet. A lot of the people that I end up going on a date with or multiple dates with, they say that they're into the bus life, they say that they want to live off grid, and they've always dreamed of doing this, and then you sort of expose them to just, you know, not even the tip of the iceberg, and they just back out immediately. They're like, nope. Strangely enough, I do believe that our society is addicted to technology and electricity and running facilities and utilities. And I say addicted, but I guess what I mean is everyone is just so dependent on it that if they go just a few seconds or a few minutes without it, it's a crisis. But for me, I live totally off the grid, and up until this point, if I didn't have electricity, I just didn't go with electricity. And in my eyes, electricity is a luxury. And same thing with running water. And it's really not that inconvenient to live without either of them, but some people just, they have no experience with it and it just freaks them out and they're unwilling to try it. So you can definitely bet that that's going to be an issue for you as well. It seems to be an extremely common one for me. Another big issue that I've been running into is it seems like a lot of people view sex as their big contribution to a relationship. And I could not disagree more. I think sex is a good way for people to bond together and just be intimate with each other and, you know, grow as a couple. But it shouldn't be the only thing that you're contributing to the relationship. And it seems like a lot of people think that that is the thing that they contribute to the relationship. And I would say in more than half of my relationships, this has been the case where they think that's all they have to contribute. But my idea of someone who I want to marry and the perfect wife is someone who works hard like me. We work hard together towards our common goals. We support each other in our own separate goals. We have a whole life that we spend together. We have a whole life that we spend separately from each other. We're still independent people, even though we are a couple. If I'm going to spend the rest of my life with someone and grow a family with them, I want to make sure that they're solid and reliable and very hardworking, and we can grow together and just be a very strong foundation for our family. But back to what I said initially, it seems like a lot of people think that sex is their big contribution. And if that is your only value to the relationship, then in my eyes, you really have no value to my relationship. Another common thing that seems to be an issue, and I just recently in the last 2 or 3 years have sort of been catching on to this and sort of mitigating it myself, but it seems like no one these days has the balls to just tell you, I'm not interested anymore, or they don't want to date anymore, or they don't want to do anything with you anymore. And instead what they'll do is they'll just lead you on just barely enough so that you're still kind of engaging with them, but they only respond like once a day or twice a day. And, you know, they kind of dodge you and they don't want to hang out with you and stuff like that. I've learned that when people start doing this, I just need to back off and I need to stop putting effort into that because it's a waste of time. And it seems like occasionally they'll come back and they'll start entertaining me again, and then once I'm interested again, they'll start doing the same thing. And I don't understand what this is. I don't know if they're just trying to keep themselves entertained with a whole bunch of men or whatever, but I'm not here for it. I'm not wasting my time with that. Sort of leading into the next point, if I have to compete with other guys to be your partner, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave the situation and find someone else because I don't have time for that. It seems like an overwhelming majority of people in my case have done this, and I'm just not here for that. I'm sorry, but if you really want to be in a relationship with me, you're going to spend all your effort and energy with me, and you know, if not, then in my opinion, you're not ready to date me. If someone is dating me and they're interested in me, I want them to be invested in me and putting effort into me. And, you know, if I have to sort of prove myself over other guys or whatever the case is, I don't have time for that. I'm just going to find someone who is willing to accept me for who I am, and I don't have to change and I don't have to do anything different. Oddly enough, I've noticed that when I tell people that I'm no longer interested after that, it seems like they pursue me a whole lot harder. But, regardless, I'm not into those kinds of people. That's just not my style of dating. So this last one that I want to talk about might be a little strange, and I am probably alone on this one, but it would be kind of nice if I had a partner who would just, you know, buy me some flowers or give me a massage after a hard day's work or something along those lines. I have not found anyone who is willing to do that. I've definitely brought it up a few times in past relationships and even just people that I've dated. I think it would be really nice to just, you know, get a thing of flowers or get a nice massage after a hard day's work. And so far I haven't gotten that. I know that's not really the most traditional way and it's not the most traditional thing, so a lot of people aren't very comfortable with that, but ladies, you should buy your man some flowers. Trust me, they might appreciate that a little bit. Well, that's all I have to say in this video. If you liked it, make sure you drop a like and leave a comment down below if you have any questions that you want me to answer in the future. Like I said, I'm going to try and upload as much as possible. I'm going to shoot for every single day, but we'll see how that goes. I'm a very busy person outside of YouTube, although thankfully my YouTube channels are now starting to grow enough that I can start backing off of my other work. So we can contribute to YouTube a whole lot more. Have a great day, everyone. I will see you in the next video.